Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Carlson's Lab. Let's get started. The weather is changing, and it's actually even starting to rain, so hopefully there isn't rain on the lens of this little camera here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some guy wires up today and get this over. The season, again, is changing really quick here, and I want this done before the winter season comes. And of course, I have a million other projects going on too, so this is another one that needs to get finished. So I'm going to attach a guy wire from the top to that loop that I've put on the roof over there, and another guy wire to this loop I've put on the roof over here. So this is through the plywood. I've fastened these through the plywood into the root to the trusses underneath. If I was to attach the winch from my bucket truck onto this and pull up on that loop, I'd rip the whole roof off. That's how well these things are fastened in here. So those are stainless clamps and stainless loops, so they should last a good long time. So what I'll do is I'll move the truck here, and we'll start putting up some guy wires and get this thing nice and straight. So again, if you're just joining in now, you can see how this has got a bit of a bow to it, and that's due to this spring tension on this side that you see right here. So I need to fasten the actual guy wire right at that loop there, so I can pull this over this way, and then I'll just put another one on this side just to keep everything nice and taut. And then if there's the guy wire that runs back here that you can see coming down here, and it fastens down here, which is nice and tight. So turnbuckle on there as well. So lots to do today. So I'll get the bucket truck warmed up and get it back over into this area here, and we'll go up there and start fastening some guy wires. All right, let's make this happen. Even the wind is starting to pick up here, so it'd be nice to get this done and on to the next restoration project. Antennas are a very important thing. Yeah, that should be fine. That. That's looking pretty even. All right, so now I've got to get this all prepared, and I'll get that all done and I'll be right back. All right, we are ready to go. So got my safety rope, which everybody's been asking about. So this is in the bucket. Safety rope, hopefully you can see that there. This is what I'm going to attach up there with a guy wire. And I've got my lanyard. I'll put that in here as well. Okay, radio. Okay, everybody wants to know, oh, what's happening? Are you safe? I'm more than safe. So that's one of the loops right there, fastened to the roof. And if I was to take the winch from this truck and pull up on that, I'd rip this whole roof up. So that is fastened incredibly tight onto the roof. That's stainless, and it's the same with that one over there. That one's going to be the one that's, pulling the mast. Again, this mast hardly moves even in the wind. It's just to straighten things out so I can get more spring tension on. You'll notice that it's in a ways from the edge of the roof, so it's actually on one of the trusses. It's screwed right into a truss. So here we go. Let's keep on going up. So we're still a ways. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is move this forward just a touch. And we'll... You notice we're coming down. It's because I'm lowering the other boom again. Okay, and then bring this up again. And you can see we're getting pretty close. And then this one again. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully move the joystick this way, squeeze the trigger, and it's going to swing the whole thing over this way just a touch. I got to be careful with this that I don't get close to the guy wire. I can also move the bucket out like this if I need to. So here we go. Okay. Yeah, we're a long ways away. So now when I stop, you don't see this because of the camera, but I'm doing this in the bucket. Oh, you see that? So it's a lot of fun up here. So anyways, let's go back up just a little bit more so I can get up to the guy wire here. And what I'm going to do is pass it, and then if I let myself in, like so, I should get really close to this. That's about as close as I think I need to be. I don't want to get any closer. I can touch this from here. So now in the bucket I've got this. See this thing right here? I also have a wrench in the bucket. I don't know if you can see this right here. And I'll put this up on this like so. Just like that. And then I'm going to tighten. I can just pull this right over it. So easy to move up here. Just tighten that one up. That's just going to stay there, and then I'll have another one that's on the other side that'll come down this way, so that one will be angled this way. I'll just duck down in the bucket here. Nice echoing there, eh? And then tighten this up. So that's going to stay there, okay? So that'll be like that. And then I'm going to give myself some slack on this roll down here. And as I'm going down, that'll make things a little easier. Wouldn't that be horrible if this tangled 3/4 of the way down? You know, worse things have happened, right? It's nice that the descent is very slow. Quick stop to take a look at this thing in the roof. That is, these screws go down that far. They're right into the trusses. So really big threads, really long. So this, as I say, if I was to hook this thing to the winch, it would rip this whole roof off. So I think I'm doing pretty good that way. And touchdown. Okay. See how much that moves just from me touching that. Okay, I'll get all of this other stuff set up and I'll be back. Alright, so on the floor with a swage tool here. Hopefully you can see this. I'll just move this around just a touch. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. So put this here and around here like so. That should be enough. And then slide this down here. Now some of these tools you can crimp 2 or 3 times. This one is really wide, so I can't get more than 1 crimp on these things without, you know, completely destroying the thing. So do that, tighten them up. You just want to tighten them up as much as you can in the little clip there. Then you take the swage tool, and hopefully you can see all this. Again, I can't see what's going on the camera, so I'll get that about centered. Move that over just a touch. Make sure it's even in the tool. And it's looking pretty even to me. Make sure that nothing backs off. And squeeze. And mind you, I'm doing this with my foot on one to hold it steady. Usually I'm doing this with two hands, right? But one hand is holding this and all this other work here. So there you go. There's one. And that would never come off. I've tried cutting these things off like this, and you can cut them right up here and leave just a touch on here, and it's still horrible to try and get the wire apart. So it's like it squishes this right into the wire. It comes right into it. So these things are, once they are squeezed, that's it. So and then I'll put one more on here. Let's see if maybe I can make this just a bit easier on myself this time. It's hard to do all this on camera, you know. Okay, make sure that the most amount of slack is out of there, and bring this to wherever you want it. I think about there is about good. And now I can use both hands. And that's it. And that would never come off, ever. So they have ones where they're a little bit longer, where you can put two swedges on each one. As you can see, this is a very, very wide tool, so I can't put two on here. So it's one per each for this one here. Anyways, there it is. And that one will go up towards the antenna. All right, let's make this second clip happen. See that? Cutting it close. Look at that. How's that for clearance? Does it touch it? Oh, it just does. Okay. And that's about as close as I need to get. Okay, so let's get the second one on here. If I do this and then this, some careful fumbling. Can I get this around there? There it is. Careful fumbling always pays off. Technically, would have been nicer to have that other one on the other side, but you know what? No problems. These are going to be so tight, they're not moving, and they're stainless too, you know. So hopefully you can see this. Here we go. Not coming loose. One more for this one. I don't know which one this, they tighten. This one, I think. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, and there's still a little bit of space there too, so that'll be okay. All right, now this is down here. I'll hold bunch of this out of here. Down we go. Okay, I've got the ladder set up. I've got one turnbuckle here. I've got my tape to mark the lead, and I've got a little bit of extra wire here. So what I'm going to do is go up the ladder. The thing is that if I let this go, see, I know that I've got enough here. If I let this go, it's going to be tight. I might need a piece of wire to bring this over to this area again if I don't clip the actual wire up here, the guide wire. This here, this here. It's on the stainless ring. Hopefully you can see all this. And the mosquito that just went crazy for me there. So I'll put that there like so. And I can size this up. So now that would be okay with a loop to here. So I want to give myself a little bit extra, just so that I have a little bit of room to fold it around and do all those things. Looks good. So this would be a little extra right here. What I'm going to do is take this, I don't know if you can see this, I hope you can, put that around there like so, and put that on there like so. Now I've got this marked, and the thing is that if I don't cut this up here, if you let this down, you can see that I won't be able to walk back up with this. So I would have to tie something to this to bring this back up again. So I may, well, you know what? I got to hang the other one yet and everything, so I'll probably have to just tie a string to this thing and pull it back up here again. So I'll just let that go down there, and you can see it doesn't come all the way down. So let's go back down. I'll just leave all of this up here. I can just stay there. And okay, so you can see this is about the area right here. So somewhere around here I can cut this. See, now if I want to walk back over to the ladder, you can see how I can't reach the ladder with this, right? So I'd have to tie a string to this to bring it back up there. That's, you know, unless I want to add a whole bunch of waste material, right? I could add like this much waste material, but this stuff is pretty expensive per foot, this cabling. So I'll just probably tie a string to this. I don't want to waste that much. So now I just got to cut this, and we'll go up and do the other one. This stuff is not easy to cut. So put this here, put that right about there. Use these things to cut it. So if you try and cut these with a normal pair of clippers, you'll ruin your normal clippers. These things here, you have to really bear down on them to cut this stuff very, very strong. Okay, I think a piece of tape will be about as easy as anything. So I'll just put that on here. Hopefully that comes off relatively easy. And that should be able to pull that up and stick to everything on the way. Okay. Alright, put this in here. Okay. Hopefully you can see all this. Pull that off. And all that tape. I have things somewhat pre-sized up now. So trying to eliminate things from falling on the ground here, and so I have things somewhat pre-sized up. I need to put this in here. So this roof has got such a steep angle to it that nothing wants to stay on it. So I'll just put this here for a moment. Hopefully that'll stay. let's see this here. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this in here, like so. Work with me now. Pull this through. Problem with this is just, this thing is just, these don't want to cooperate, especially when you're got tension on them. So hopefully that's about right, because things did shift just a touch. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that should be good. There's quite a bit. So the turnbuckle is open, by the way. So I'll have to open it up, the turnbuckle. Tighten this up just a touch. Hopefully you can see all this again. This is, I'm not sure how well this lens works on this. Pull that tight. And then do this here. And I have another one of these that I will put up here as well, just like so. It's right over here. I just haven't done that. I'm just sizing things up right now, and I just want too many things dangling around as I'm doing this. So that seems like it would be pretty good. I might need to add more tension to that. I'm not sure. I might need to bring this up just a little bit more. That's the reason I use these and not the crimp type swages here, because there's just too much movement. So we'll see. See if that's holding it straight. Just the weight of the wire and everything's probably pulling it. Yeah, it is. So that should be good. It's actually over just a touch this way, so that should be good. When I tighten that all up, I should have, should be pretty straight. And just a little bit of a tilt at the top. So it's doing okay. Mind you, the ladder is on it, just a touch. Not bad, not bad at all. So I'll leave that just the way it is. And I think it should be good. Let's just tighten that up, just in case I let the slack off just a little bit. And for now, that'll stay like that, and then I'll just trim this off in the end. So there's enough adjustment room here. There's quite a bit of adjustment there, right? So I can pull that right over. So technically, you can see how far I can pull that with just a little bit of movement there. So that should work out really, really well. And again, if not, I can pull this through just a little bit more as well. Okay, I got some tools here. I got the ladder over there, so I figure I may as well just do this side here in the actual bucket. Probably make things a little bit easier. And it's just eve height, so no big deal. Much easier than the ladder, I can tell you that. Okay, so this will need to get trimmed here. The guy wires are now installed. As you can see, the mast is nice and straight. The turnbuckle is about halfway adjusted on this side and halfway adjusted on that side, and everything sits just perfect. So nice center values. I'm very comfortable with center values, so I can adjust either one either way, just in case I need to adjust it down the road. I don't think anything's going to need adjustment. I think it'll stay just like this. So a nice straight mast. So now that this is done, I can tighten up the spring assembly. So I can actually take this whole spring assembly here and run it down, and that'll put a lot more tension on the wires up here, and then a little bit more snow can settle on them without them drooping. So they're pretty loose right now. There's not a whole lot of spring tension here. So the mast should stay nice and straight. So anyways, project successful. This should get us through the Grand Receiver Restoration Series quite comfortably. If you're enjoying my videos, you can let me know by giving me a big thumbs up and hang around. There'll be more videos like this coming in the near future. We'll be doing lots of circuitry design, repairs, restorations, and all of that neat electronic stuff. If you're all about electronics like I am, you're definitely going to want to subscribe and hit that bell symbol so you get notified as soon as I post a brand new video. If you're interested in taking your electronics knowledge to the next level and learning electronics in a very different and effective way and gaining access to many of my personal electronic inventions and designs, you're definitely going to want to check out my ongoing electronics course on Patreon. I'll put the link just below the video's description under the Show More tab, and I'll pin the link at the top of the comments section. So if you click on the link, it'll take you right there. All right, until next time, take care. Bye for now.